Hello everyone, my name is Phawx. This video is going to be pretty quick. We're going to be doing a quick news roundup for the Asus ROG Ally. Up first, we're going to be talking about the SD card issue, but I also want to talk about some of the new features that came into Armory Crate, specifically the Alt F4 function in there. This came out just a bit ago, so about a week or so ago, but I do want to mention it here because I didn't touch base on it just yet. Up first, let's talk about the SD card issue that the community has been talking about, but right now we have a statement coming from Asus via the ROG Ally Tracker Discord. User Whitson Gordon says, "Good evening, everyone. HQ has released a new statement regarding their work on the Ally's SD card reader." And this comes from Asus. "We want to thank the community for the passionate response we've received for the ROG Ally. Your support has been both immense and invaluable. So we've been hard at work to improve a number of things. After confirmation from internal testing, under certain thermal stress conditions, the SD card reader may malfunction. To alleviate the issue, we will be releasing an update that further fine-tunes the default and minimum fan speeds on the device to improve reliability while keeping fan noise in check, as we know this is a concern for many of you. If you are currently experiencing issues with your SD card reader, please contact cl-adrian@asus.com, this is for the US, or contact customer service for your region to RMA your unit, which we will inspect for any issues and repair." So in my opinion, this is good news insofar as Asus has released a statement that they are confirming that they have seen the issue that has been reported to them, most likely that they've been getting units in with an SD card malfunction and have been able to confirm what the community is seeing. Now, I want to kind of just touch base on my particular results because after reports of the SD card failures starting to come in, I started doing testing on my own and people were talking about thermal issues, especially Jeff Gerstmann had a tweet that the SD card ejected from the heat, which I have not been able to reproduce on my own either. So I'm going to talk about this just generally. I've had my Asus ROG Ally review unit, the same one, for about 2 months now. And I have had a Samsung 512 gig micro SD card in there since the beginning. I've had Cyberpunk installed on there, Doom Eternal installed on there. I played those games for many hours, did benchmarks on them, and I've not been able to actually have any particular issue crop up from that. Also, on the policy that I have it set for better performance, so this is not for quick removal. So I do have it set so that there's caching on Windows side for the SD card. So this is something that would even trigger even further faults on the SD card where you can, have a problem with this. And I still haven't had an issue. Along those same lines, after just using it regularly without even looking to see if there was a problem, I even looked to see if there could be a problem for thermal. So I put an SD card in there, my 512 gig. I ran it for 30 hours at turbo mode with a benchmark running the entire time for 30 hours, and the SD card continues to work. I did a further 48-hour benchmark on another SD card. This one, not a different one, is a G.Skill 64 gigabyte card, and I still don't have an issue. So at the moment, thermally wise, this is also on BIOS 319, so this is before 322, where they had the fan curve differences. So at the moment, I've tried stressing the components using their own turbo mode. I have not been able to replicate this issue, at least using the turbo mode and thermally. Also, I had this device placed face down on the desk, so even then, it's not even getting an ample amount of air in there. It still is because of the handles on the device kind of elevating the device up a little bit, but still, it's still non-ideal conditions that I was putting this device in thermally, and I still didn't have an issue. So I'm just giving my 2 cents of the issue is I'm just giving some more information, not saying that this is right or wrong, that it is a thermal issue. I'm just saying that I have not been able to replicate any particular issue on my micro SD card at all. All of my micro SD cards work just fine. However, I know that my buddy Russ over in Retro Game Core has been able to replicate this issue. So I am aware that people I know of directly have had this issue, and I don't think that they were doing anything in particular to cause a problem. So I'm not saying that this is an issue. It quite clearly is, and Asus is confirming it with their statement. I'm just saying thermally, I haven't been able to do anything. So for me, it almost indicates that something else might be the case. Unfortunately, I don't really have any more info to include on that. I'm just giving this as more information for the community to take in and see where that goes. The other bit that I wanted to talk about is that Armory Crate has received another update, and this is a feature that I had talked about maybe a month ago or so, that I wanted there to be ability to end task, basically Alt F4 on whatever's running, and that is now included in Armory Crate, so I'm glad to see that's in there. You can just go ahead and add that hotkey for yourself and then be able to quickly press the quick access menu for the ROG Ally to come up and then end the task, and then it'll close your game. So that's it. That's all I really want to talk about for this quick video, is to talk about the SD card statement that Asus has talked about, but also flavor in my own experiences, as well as the testing that I've been doing and try to fit this into a video because I didn't know how else to do it because I haven't had a problem with my SD card. So I just wanted to relay that to the community. I will be keeping tabs and seeing what's going on in the community in the background, but also see if there's any new updates and try to keep things up to date. I hope this was informative. As always, guys, thank you for your time, and thanks for watching.